Today we're going to look at the Brainwavz B400 quad balanced armature earphones. These have been out for quite a while now, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. I've tried several Brainwavz products in the past, and they've always been, pretty good. Once again, we see the Brainwavz 24-month warranty. You get some comply tips in the box. It's a pretty straightforward box, not a lot going on there, nice and clean. Anyway, let's crack this baby open. Wow, that is really wedged in there good. Something I've noticed with this box, and recently with the Brainwavz Koel, I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced, K-O-E-L, but that one also had a very tight fitting outer sleeve, and as you can see, I've already torn this one trying to get the sleeve off, and I can't see any other way to get into the box without actually tearing the sleeve open, and that's a bit of a shame, and it's something that Brainwavz might want to look into, because it kind of might sour the experience a little bit if you have to tear the box the first time you open it. Some people like to hold on to the boxes. Certainly if you sell your products later on down the road, it helps to have the original box, but not much we can do about it at this stage. So there we go. Inside, a plain black box, as you can see, with a magnetic flippity flap on the side, 24-month warranty, Brainwavz branding on the side, and okay, this is basically it's identical to the Koel box, exactly the same, which isn't a bad thing, of course. There's the cable and the now familiar Brainwavz semi-hard carrying case, zipper case. I'll get rid of that. And I'm assuming inside here is the B400 earphones. There we go. Check that out. Hope that's in focus. I can't see my camera from where I'm sitting. They look pretty good. Now, I have heard in the past that Brainwavz were having some issues with quality control and build quality with the B400s. Something to do with their 3D printing process, but these, look quite good. I can't see any immediate flaws. You can see the the quad balanced armature drivers in there, and yeah, it looks pretty nice. So anyway, let's see what we got in the box. We've got some silicone ear tips, and I can tell right away these large ones should be just barely big enough for my ear canals, I hope, because if not, I'll have to find something in my own personal stash, which is fairly common occurrence. Yeah, so we've got quite a few silicone tips going on here. Here are the comply tips, apparently red. I'm not going to, here we go. I'm not going to open them up just yet. So I can't use them anyway, they're too small for my ears. So there you have it. That's what you get. And a case as well. Let's see what we've got here. That's a 3.5mm plug with the inline remote control, 3-button and microphone, and it looks as though this other cable is also 3.5mm, but obviously does not have the microphone and remote. So I'm more likely to use the one without the microphone. So there it is, the angled plug, same as the one that was on the, what were they called, the B100 and the B150 single balanced armature earphones. Don't know if you can see it, but there's Brainwavz branding there. Pretty good strain relief. The cable itself, it's got a TPU cover. You can see at the moment it's got a lot of memory and a few kinks, which is similar to the other Brainwavz cables in the B series and the Cole, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully that will improve with use. The Y splitter, you've got a chin slider or a cable cinch there as well. Good strain reliefs again. And finally, the Mmc X connectors. Hopefully they are not proprietary, I should say. Hopefully they are the universal connectors, so if this cable annoys me too much, I'll get rid of, hang on, let's clear these things out of the way first. Yeah, so hopefully this cable's probably going to disturb me a bit, so I might be able to change it out for something a little more comfortable and less springy, with less memory. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with the quality of the cable. Nice and strong, as I said, good strain reliefs up and down, but it is a shame to have those kinks in it. It's not very pleasant. My table is so dirty. My apologies. So let's have another look at these earpieces. They come off fairly easily. This is the right side. You can see there on the faceplate Brainwavz branding. There is the Mmc X socket, and inside, of course, you can see the balanced armature drivers. It does have a left or right indicator there and one tiny little pinhole sized vent to relieve air pressure. Let's take a look at the nozzle. As you can see, there's no protective mesh covering the nozzle. That's pretty common for narrow ones like this, particularly BA, balanced armature phones. So there you have it. That is our initial look at the B400. So I will go and have a listen and come back in a few days or a week's time to talk a bit about the sound. So stick around. I hope you enjoyed the world's worst B-roll there. I wish I could blame it on my camera, but deep down I know that I'm just really shit at it. Okay, I am back, and I've been listening to these exclusively over the last few days, and I have to say I like this a lot. I really do. You probably noticed that I don't have the stock cable on there at the moment. Now that's not because the stock cable upset me. It's simply because I've been listening to the balanced output on the Soundaware M2 Pro. Great DAT, by the way. Fantastic sound. So let's talk about the sound of the B400. In general, it's very balanced sound. It's fairly neutral, and it's characterized by its amazing instrument separation and clarity. Very nice, clear sound. In terms of the Soundstage, it's kind of average in size and slightly wider than it is deep. But what really stands out in the Soundstage is the stability of the stage and the layering. It's got this real sort of onion effect where different instruments and sounds sort of occupy their own space in the stage, whereas a lot of in-ear monitors sort of push a solid wall of sound at you. With the B400, it's almost as if you could sort of reach out and pluck individual sounds out of the air, because the positional cues and the separation are just so solid. For the bass, look, it's an all BA, it's an all balanced armature IEM, so it's not going to have that big slamming bass or deep rumbling sub bass. So it's not for bass heads. If that's what you're into, you'd probably be better off with something else. What it does have though is incredible amount of texture, nice well-defined leading edges, which is a result of the sort of the speed and nimbleness of the BA drivers. Great bass, really nice. It's the sub bass that is usually the challenge for BA in-ear monitors, and it's no different with the B400. The sub bass is very well controlled and has a fast rumble, but it doesn't have the reach or the extension of a good dynamic driver. It's adequate for my tastes, but depending on what type of music you like, it might leave you a little bit wanting in the sub bass. Mid-range is, in a word, it's exceptional. It's got clarity, it's very smooth. Vocals have good articulation, they sound natural. Acoustic guitars and string instruments are just incredible. In songs like In Decades by Whalefall, just amazing. Sound is effortless. The instruments, they have a rich and a smooth timbre. This is a very good IEM for classical music as well. I was listening to Sibelius's The Swan of Tuonela, and it just renders the music beautifully. It's got really good dynamic range. Again, that magical layering, which is so good in well-recorded classical music. The treble, I really like the treble on the B400. It's crisp and it's solid. It's got a good solidity. There's good detail. There's some sparkle. It's not at all harsh. There's no harshness to it. These capacitive buttons are rubbish, by the way. I don't know why they just didn't put physical buttons or even better, a touchscreen. Where was I? The treble. Yeah, there's no harshness or sibilance whatsoever. The treble extension is not the best I've heard, but it is good. The treble's light, it's airy, it's kind of linear throughout, and yeah, it just works. It's great. I'd say my only real criticism for the B400 would be the sub bass, and that's only occasionally in some genres of music that specifically sort of thrive on it. Apart from that, I really like the sound of the B400. In terms of comfort, just bonkers, really fucking comfortable, like you wouldn't believe. I can wear these literally all day long without a problem. It's more comfortable than the Cole, similar but even more comfortable again than the Brainwavz B100 or B150, better than those. Yeah, just really comfortable earphone. What else? Pros, I'd say it does come with 2 cables, which is good. Always good to have a backup. Plenty of ear tips, good accessories, carry case. As far as the cons go, the bass extension, not the best. The quantity of the sub bass might be lacking for some people, and the quality of the comfort, the sort of ergonomics of the cables is not the best with those, the memory and the kinks in it. It's not a great experience, but apart from that, the B400, fantastic earphone. It retails for, I think it's around 199. I don't know, check on the screen for clarification on the price. But yeah, one of my favorite earphones in this price range for sure, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. Check it out. I'd also like to say, if you watched this far, thanks very much for dropping by and sticking around. If you like this kind of content, I've got plenty more of it on the way. Hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, give it a thumbs down if your cat likes Beats headphones, and see you in the next video.